be informed. These things are out there to
Yeah,
help you
man.
because a healthy employee is a productive employee. Your company is incentivized to help you, to get you good, right? I need my team good, right? I need folks to be healthy and happy. You know what I mean? Welcome back, folks. This is another episode of It's About Your Paycheck. And this is episode 28 already. How you doing today, Walt? How you doing, sir?
Season 3, episode 28. Man, I'm good.
Thank
I'm
you.
good. It's another good Sunday in the
No
state of
doubt.
Georgia.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah.
had some good food out of the cold
Nice.
weather. Enjoying the sun a little bit, man. It's not too
Yo,
hot, but it's hot. It's good, man.
exactly. Hot Atlanta.
Yeah,
We're gonna get hot this summer. Thank goodness for AC.
I know. I
Word
know.
up. Nice, man. That's dope, man. I'm happy for you, bro. Yeah, I love it. I love it
How
for
about you,
you.
man?
I'm good, man. Busy weekend. My daughter has dance recitals this weekend, hanging out with my son and stuff. So just
Yeah,
busy
man.
weekend, like normal. Like normal.
Yeah.
Keep. I just gotta go to bed a little earlier. That's always. Keep thinking, oh, I'm gonna get some time to rest during the day. Nah,
Yeah.
nonstop. Usually from when I wake up till I go to bed. I just gotta
Yeah.
get enough hours of sleep in. That's all.
No, I feel you, bro.
But yeah, let's see. We're talking about employee concerns during a merger or an acquisition, which is really like it's some real stuff, right? And a lot of and
Mm-hmm.
that happens, and it's happening. And I think it happens all. It happens all the time, but I'm more
Mm-hmm.
sensitive to it in the last few years because it's been part of our day to day business. And
Mm-hmm.
as we research payroll stuff and as I look for articles to share and pay news updates, I see it
Mm-hmm.
so much, right? You see the
Yeah, bro.
consolidation of things. So it's a real concern for employees and we want you to be more empowered and be more
Yeah.
savvy about what's to come. I have some personal experience with it, and not only as from different angles as an employee. So we'll go into that a little bit. But before that, let's get some pay news updates going. We're going to start us off, and I'll share mine as well.
Yeah, so I got this article from joinhomebase.com. It's a blog about what employees want.
Ooh, love it.
All right.
You killing it
So
with this research, bro. I'm loving it, man. I love it.
so the number one thing on the list was there's 10 different things. So I'll try to speed through
Oh,
these.
dang. Yeah.
So the number one is company leadership. So companies like really want good leadership over pay is what this was saying. So I rather have a good
I believe.
well,
Okay, you said it better there. Good manager. I believe that. Yeah, you're
you
real
know,
right.
you
You're
know,
right. You're right.
because what is that? What is that saying? People don't leave jobs;
They leave
they
the
leave
manager.
managers.
Yeah, that's what made me think.
Right?
As soon as you said manager, I was like, oh, he's right.
Yep.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? So um, they want somebody who's going to lead, going to be leading by example, be engaged with employees. They're going to provide feedback and
Mm-hmm.
encourage collaboration and knowing when to delegate. They want
Yeah.
somebody who's a good leader.
Yeah.
Because
Fair.
if they have a bad leader, they're going to be like, well, I'm out. This guy
I'm
or
out.
this person
Yeah.
doesn't know what
I'm
they're
not
doing.
dealing with
So
this.
I'm out.
Yeah, exactly.
So number two, they want competitive income offers. The top one, see, so the wages are there. It was just number
Yeah.
two, and manager
Yeah.
was number one,
Yeah.
according to
Yeah.
this
Yeah.
blog. They want fair wage. Fair wages are crucial for employees. We as employers should really analyze our pay scale and try to be competitive as possible with whatever industry that we're in. Right.
Yeah.
Number three, they want great coworkers. You don't want to work with a bunch of
Yeah.
grumpy people or shady people or anything like that.
Yep.
Again, some people, the employees leave people or
Yeah.
managers.
Yeah.
You know,
No doubt.
sometimes you can work in a place that even if it's
It's just
stressful, but the people are good,
yes.
you'll stay. But like you said, if the job is easy, but the people are super toxic, like to your
Yeah.
point, what you just said,
Yeah.
you might want to chuck the deuces on them.
Yeah. Pretty much.
Number four, they want flexible work hours. Hey, I have a family, especially with this hybrid COVID situation that happened remote. I want to
Hmm.
be able to work the schedule I need to work because I've built my life now
Yes.
around
Around it.
this, around it.
Yeah.
So people want to be flexible with their work hours. They want predictive work scheduling. So that means they want advanced notices of schedules in advance. So you just don't want to be caught off guard because some people, so, to this day, there's still jobs that are making this writing the schedules out for the people and surprising them with it. Hey, next week, make sure you go look at the schedule.
I wonder though, you're right, but I wonder if we, and maybe this is like a little something we can pin to learn more about. I wonder what
Hmm.
industries where it's unavoidable. Are there industries where no, you don't think so?
I don't think. I think there's too many software solutions now. No matter what, if you're in the restaurant business, if you're in the construction, there's too many different softwares available, even for small businesses, that you can say, "Hey, you just need a scheduling tool." Like there's too many things out there that you can use for that.
Yeah.
In my opinion.
Yeah, no, I'm just wondering if is there something with the business that makes it hard. I don't know, folks. If you hear it and if you work in something that's oh no, my job you can't do it because blah blah blah, share it with us because I'm just trying to allow for that
Yeah, a little gray
industry.
area.
Yeah, a little gray area exactly. But I am in agreement. I think that you should be able to schedule out. You should know in advance. You know what I mean?
Yeah, maybe ask your wife how the scheduling is done for the
Hmm.
hospital. She's in the medical industry, so just different things. Maybe we can ask a couple of different people, like, "Hey, is
Yeah.
scheduling an issue?" But I think that might be a great show. All
Yeah.
right.
Exactly.
Number six, they want a relatable company culture. So basically, to me, that's just they want a good culture. They want someone. They want a company that who they can resonate with. That resonates with their own values. That has a positive vibe to it, and it involves rewarding their efforts and acknowledging what their contributions as employees and fostering those relationships and promoting transparency. Number seven, they want learning and development opportunities. So they want to be able to grow, basically. They want to have a lot of employees want that career path. Now, there's some employees who are be steady eddies. They'll just sit there. Hey, if I'm able to stay here 20 years doing this same job, I will sit here doing the same job. But there's other people that want to excel and grow in their careers and make sure they have a
Hmm.
career path with that company. Number eight, they want a commitment to sustainability and the environment. So there's a lot of people who care about global warming, what's going on
Yeah.
with the environment and stuff like that. So some people want an employer that can demonstrate that same commitment through certain
Yeah.
initiatives that they
Yeah.
put through by using sustainable products or providing commuter benefits
Yeah.
for people who have to travel and you have to go into work and
Mhm.
traffic is crazy. So they give you parking benefits or give you a little card. I think it's called a Wex card. They load that with money so you can pay for your parking and stuff like that.
Mhm.
And working with green vendors is another thing. Speaking on that, or adding to that, number nine is they want a short commute if they have
Yeah.
to go in. They don't
Yeah.
want to drive an hour or two in traffic one
Real.
way,
Yep.
and they just want to be like, I live 15 to 30 minutes from my job, and I'm good.
Yep.
That's a good doable for me. And then
Yep.
the last thing is, which I was surprised wasn't higher, is they want health insurance benefits.
Yeah, you're right.
So they want
This
access
is
to
higher.
health
Yeah.
insurance, and I think they want better options too, right? Because some employers might not
Or
offer the
expensive.
best,
Yeah.
and they like, and the employers dictate what percentage they pay too, right?
Mm.
So they
Mhm.
say, hey, we'll pay 50% or we'll pay 60 or 70 or 80%. There's even some employers who, for certain industries and companies, pay 100% for
Mhm.
certain payroll or certain levels of employee too. But the people want good health insurance benefits, especially in today's climate, man, in our economy.
Yeah,
So,
that's a big opportunity for America, I think, is like to fix
yeah,
the way we handle health benefits and stuff. I think it's just a money grab for the most part, and that's the sad part. But yeah, it's a
fortunately.
good one. Yeah, thanks for sharing, man. I
Yes, sir.
really good. And then I love the energy and the synergy of
Hmm.
this all because I didn't read your article while I was preparing mine. And what's mine about? It's mental wellness, mental
Yeah.
health, right? Just the better thing, right? What employees want, right? What
Yeah.
employees
It's
this
gonna
one.
impact that's gonna impact their mental, man.
Yeah. So this University of Phoenix and the Executive Network study on workplace well-being highlights challenges of current approaches in addressing mental health. So in a
Yeah.
2024 industry research study with the human resource leaders and knowledge workers provides insights on how employers can improve workplace mental health. During Mental Health Awareness Month, the University of Phoenix and the executive networks have released the findings of the 2024 Workplace Wellbeing Report. HR misses the mark with the employee mental health. That's the name of it. I don't like that title at all because,
Mhm.
like, as an HR payroll professional, it's I take it personal. You know what I mean? But anywho, this is what makes us better. This is why we have to be these type of this type of information is an opportunity for us to get better. But anyway,
Yeah.
surveying human resource leaders and knowledge workers across North America, the survey examined well-being and specifically mental health, with the findings revealing on how HR leaders and knowledge workers see the state of mental wellness at their organizations, providing insights and practical actions organization and leaders can take to help employees with mental health challenges and contribute to their overall well-being. So I'm going to pause for a second because I had to define what knowledge workers meant. I was like, knowledge workers,
Hmm.
what's that? And it's
Yeah.
basically anybody that's responsible for disseminating information, teaching knowledge to
Oh,
their organization. So a HR pro is in that bucket, and there could be other folks in that bucket as well.
absolutely.
Yeah. So that's what a
Wow.
knowledge worker is. So I guess what I wanted to share here. Let's see. So the survey was conducted among 500 HR leaders and 500 knowledge workers in the United States, with participants evenly distributed between large, small, and mid-sized organizations and
Nice.
varied industries during December 2023. The study findings include discovery of a well-being gap between leaders and workers. While
Mm.
83% of HR leaders rate their overall well-being of employees at their organization as good or very good, only 56% of knowledge workers do or work. Yeah.
Wow.
So
Interesting.
there's a disconnect there, right? And then when it comes to the impact of a person's job on their well-being, the study found that work-life balance was the most important factor of well-being overall,
Mm.
even more so with female HR leaders than with male HR leaders, with a 50 to 38% comparison. 50% to 38%, 50% of women, 38% of males on the work life balance issue. Another one, a wide array of benefits offered is not solving the challenge for many. More than 80% of HR leaders say it's very important or extremely important to offer well being resources in the workplace. And this has held across all organization sizes, genders, generations. Strikingly, however, only 36% of organizations surveyed offer behavioral health benefits to their employees.
Wow. Only what?
36%,
So a third.
a third. I love how
Wow.
Walt knows the like this stuff. You good, man. And then, okay, this will be the last one I'll share because you can go into the full article in the show notes. You can download the complete study in this article as well. And let's see. Additionally, the study highlighted the persistence of mental health stigma. Employees expect repercussions at work for seeking mental health support. Yep. Even among HR leaders, 75% of men and 56% of women feel there are repercussions on the job for seeking professional counseling. That is
Wow.
horrible, folks. That's horrible. And that is, and I'll stop there. I,
You come up with some good stuff, man.
I
Talking about
found that,
me, bro.
right?
That's wow,
With
man.
the dynamic duo, bro, the 1-2 punch, man. We got this covered,
Wow.
bro. We got this covered for especially for our employees as we continue to build out this product for our employees. And the product is this show. We are
Yeah.
continuing. We just want to deliver a great product for you guys. We want a place for employees to come to actually learn and get empowered on their job and what their career and all these things. And this is just great stuff. We love it. I
Yes,
hope
man. How many of you listening to this can identify with that Brian just said?
Mhm.
As a man or somebody who identifies as a man, does that 75% resonate with you? Do you find yourself in that? And for the women as well,
I do.
does that resonate with you as well?
Yep.
Do you find
56,
yourself like basically 60% of women and almost 80%,
75%. Yeah, almost
you know,
85. Yeah.
80%,
Word.
80% of men? Like, come
Mhm.
on, like that is a problem. That is a huge problem.
It is. It really
Wow.
is. Yeah, it really is a big problem on mental health. It's really huge. We're getting better, sure.
Yeah.
This, yeah, more to come, folks. I think there's just there's opportunity there, right? There's
Yeah.
opportunity there to be better at it. And what I gotta tell you is, if you're at a good company, if you feel like your company is a safe place, then please go to your HR people and ask for assistance in this. If your company ever said anything about EAP, right? They love to throw the acronym out, but we don't know what the heck it means. EAP is an employee. Dang, I don't even know what it means now.
I'm
I
looking up
did,
right now.
yeah, but it's basically an employee assistance program. I think it is,
Yes.
and is that what? Okay, and that
Hmm.
and basically it's probably a phone number that you call, or nowadays a website or something you go on to. But that's if you don't want to go to your HR person because maybe you know them and you're, oh, that's my cool, yeah, we're cool buddy, blah blah blah, and I don't want to tell them that I'm having problem with mental wellness. One, you should be able to trust your HR department, right?
Hmm.
Right, there are HIPAA concerns, and most HR professionals are aware of that, and they know, right? It's not this, but anywho, if you don't want to go to them and you have an EAP, an employee assistance program, and you're as part of your benefits, it's usually free, including in your if you it sometimes it's free even if you don't subscribe to the benefits, like meaning you don't have to get medical, vision, dental from your company to be able to take advantage of the EAP. Okay, so keep
Hmm.
that in mind as well. Look at your benefit manual and look at your employee manual, folks. Like I'm going to keep repeating that. You got to read your employee manual, your employee handbook, and your benefit handbook
Yes, bro. Yes.
because it's in there. That's how you find out if you have these benefits, if you have that. And again, it's most of the time it's free to all
Yes.
employees, even if
Say
you
that,
don't
bro.
subscribe,
Say
right?
that. Say that because this, I just looked up a stat to see what percentage of companies offer EAP programs.
Mhm.
90% of smaller companies, which LinkedIn classified here, smaller companies between 1,000 to 5,000 employees
Okay.
has EAPs.
You see what I'm
And then it
saying?
said about 80% of larger companies, which is over the 5,000, have
Yeah.
EAPs.
Yeah.
So you may be at a company right now that has an EAP
Yep.
program,
And you
but
don't
like
know.
to Brian's point, you don't know.
Yeah. And look, this find let me clarify, let me go a little further. Finding the help might be free now. Okay, if you actually find a doctor that you need, that part may not be free, right? You may have to
Mhm.
endure some expense, right? But invest in yourselves, invest in your wellness. You know
Bro.
what I
But it's to the point that goes back to that retaliation thing that you said.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
so even though
Repercussions.
these companies
Yeah.
offer it, there's another stat here that says the usage of the EAP programs,
Way
according
down.
it
Yep.
says it's between 2 and 8%.
Oh my folks, my people, my humans, we got to do better. We got to get better, man. We got to,
Hmm.
oh, wow, folks, it's okay to ask for help. I'm the first one to tell you, I'm going through a time in life where I need help. And I'm not afraid to say it. And I'm looking for solutions, looking for ways to get that help because the world, life, everything can be challenging, real challenging
Yes.
sometimes. And we can't be afraid to ask for help. There's so many resources out there anonymously. They let me tell you, you take advantage of your EAP, they're not going to report it back to your company. Oh, hey, Brian and Walter are mentally ill. They're taking advantage of. They're not
Hmm.
going to do that. There's
But
HIPAA laws that
they
restrict that.
shouldn't.
And no, you're right. And to that point is, if you find out that they do and something's crazy, you can sue.
Hmm.
Okay, boom, call a lawyer. Boom, now you got some money. You know what I mean? I'm exaggerating a bit,
Yeah.
but it's those are things that should not be violated. And if you see that they are, you could
Hmm.
absolutely escalate that through other channels, through
Yes.
legal channels, through other things. Be informed. These things are out there to
Yeah,
help you
man.
because a healthy employee is a productive employee. Your company is incentivized to help you to get you good, right? I need my team good, right? I need folks to be healthy and happy. You know what I mean?
I think that is a societal impact too
It
somewhere in here.
is.
It's not
Yeah,
just
for
a
sure.
company or professional, Ryan, because there's still the stigma that if you seek mental health help, you seek help for mental health, that you might be classified as crazy, or people are gonna think I'm
Well,
losing it
well,
or
don't tell
whatever.
nobody then. This is right. Here's the thing. You don't have to shout in the world. You don't have to go on social media talking about, I need mental wellness help and da, 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 da. Don't do it. Be private. What do we
Uh,
talk about all the time? As I say, there's three things you should never do. Talk about your money, your love life, and your next move.
yeah,
Right? Those are three things that are private. Keep it to yourself. You know what I mean? And your next move could be, oh, I need mental wellness help. Just keep it to yourself. You know what I
yeah,
mean? You don't have to put it on blast. It's
yeah.
not something that you're required to share.
Yeah, no, look, if you have a friend, a close friend, trusted friend that you can confide in, that's different. But just don't be like spitting that stuff out like
Yeah,
Brian said to everybody at work. Oh, yeah, and this and that. You telling people
I'm
you
schizophrenic.
oversharing. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm bipolar. I'm depressed. No, just to keep it to yourself, man. And anywho, right? Be this, have some discretion about your personal life
Use
and deal
wisdom.
with it behind doors. Yep, usually grind in silence, not in silence, but in private, and do your thing, and maybe in silence too. Like it is what it is. Like keep these things to yourself, folks. There's avenues to get better. We just gotta exercise and try to, and what I mean in exercise is call the EAP, go look in your
Yes.
employee handbook and your benefit manual to see if you have these resources. Like it's out there. You it's out there.
Yes. And
Yeah.
if your company uses one of the big boys, like I know ADP, for instance,
Mm-hmm.
a lot of the companies put that EAP stuff on when you log into the app or the
Yep.
website. It's right
Yep.
there for you to utilize those different programs and reach out and get help.
Yes. Absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah. Good stuff, man. Really good stuff. And so before we get into our main subject, the employees concerning about M&A, we do have a quick word from our sponsor,
Nice.
Time Track Go. Effective July 1, there's a new rule about overtime protections for millions of workers in the country. And it basically affects the salaried employees, right? If you're a salaried employee, there's testing involved for you to be a salaried employee. Now, there's a call out because if you don't think you meet all these tests, then you might should be an hourly employee.
You might
Don't
should.
you? You might should be. Don't you didn't hear it from me, but because the biggest test is one of the tests that is going to change is your salary threshold. Basically, if your company wants to call you a salaried employee, right now you have to make at least $43,888 a year in annual salary. That's going to increase to
Wow.
$58,656 annually. So what that means is if you're a salaried employee and you don't make at least $58,656, you can't
Hourly.
be considered a salaried employee anymore by law as of Jan 1, 2025. Okay? What companies are going to prepare for that, right?
Yeah.
One of the ways is this means that millions of additional workers will be required to track time. So Time Track Go is there for you. You want to finish that out for us?
Yeah, so whether you are new to time tracking or you're looking to make a change, Time Track Go provides a simply better solution that you can have up and running in a matter of minutes. If you follow the link in our episode notes, you'll get your first month free. So don't miss out on this. Take
Yeah.
advantage of the special offer. Use the link in the show notes to start your 14-day free trial in the month of June to qualify for your first month free. So let's go.
Yeah. Let's go. Check out our folks over at Time Track Go. It's a great product, great folks, great customer service. They've been doing time and attendance for over 40 years.
Back in
All
the day
right.
when they had those wooden
What?
time.
You took the thought out of my right. That's it. Check out our episode on that. Actually, we had two folks on there, Brian and Chris from Time Track Go, and Brian, another Brian. He told us he was the one that told us about a
Yeah,
wooden time. We were like, what?
yeah,
That's got to be in a museum. We're going to put it together, the payroll museum one day.
yeah. Back in the day when they had that steam time clock, you had to pour water. No, that's fine.
Yeah. There's a market on the rock. Where
Yeah,
you know, put a
yeah.
rock in a
Put
rock. I'm
chisel it in
here.
the rock.
I'm
Flintstone
shoot. I'm
style, boy.
rocks. Man. Oh my goodness.
Yeah,
Oh man. Anywho, let's get into the main subject here. We talk
all right.
about mergers and acquisitions, but basically, more importantly, how it impacts employees. Right.
Yeah,
Walt
those pain
brought us
points, man.
on. Yeah.
Yeah, so got a good article from thinkherman.com, and Anne Herman Neeby highlights an often overlooked human element in mergers and acquisitions, M&A, emphasizing the importance of addressing employees' pain points during such transactions. So we're going to talk about the things that she identifies as those pain points. And so there's four of them. So we're going to get right into it. So number one, identity crisis. So mergers can disrupt workplace social dynamics, leading to disorientation, turnover, and low engagement. Combining companies successfully requires a middle ground between their separate histories, cultures, and identities. So that's what it's saying, because there's a lot of times Brian and I have been in the education sector for a good chunk of our careers, right? So
Bro.
we've seen these mergers and acquisitions, and sometimes what we're talking about, what this is talking about, the identity crisis is talking about going from that small mom and pop shop to this corporate company that may not resonate so much with some of the employees. There's the feeling of, hey, that small mom and pop shop being feeling like more like family. And you transition now, oh, here I am, I got to go to this corporate place. And it might
Hmm.
not, in their mind, it might not feel the same.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And so that's something that you have to consider when it
Yep.
comes to these employee pain points. And I think sometimes companies should do a better job about that. Also, recognizing teams based on individual preferences can help mitigate dysfunction caused by the identity crisis. So that's what she's saying with the identity crisis here. Really
Yeah.
just tying in the two cultures and making them, making a good marriage of those things. And then there's number two is manager apprehension. So M&A shifts relative power dynamics too, causing anxiety and frustration amongst managers. So personnel departures, especially of favorite managers, can lead to further turnover. How many times have we seen an M&A happen, and one of the people that is a casualty of that M&A because there's no room for them, or the person's like, hey, I'm not joining this, and that person decides to leave, and then that
Hmm.
disrupts everything that goes on in that business, man. That's a pain
Hmm.
point. And it's like, hey, this manager, I've had employees tell me, like, if you leave this job, I'm leaving too.
Yeah, no doubt. But like we were just saying,
Yeah.
people leave managers, not jobs.
Yeah. So
That's
yeah,
the truth.
you know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Yeah. And so this can definitely impact employee morale and the engagement that employees have, especially during these acquisitions, right? So change overdose. Employees can perceive M&A as threats, especially if they
Hmm.
involve layoffs or relocations.
Hmm.
Fear of the unknown contributes to the M&A hangover effect.
I
I've
like
never heard of
that.
this before this article. There's
I
a
like it.
hangover effect,
Hmm.
resulting in decreased productivity. Open
But
and
it makes
frequent.
sense. You know it exists. You just never.
Yeah,
Nobody's ever named it, right? Like,
I didn't
yeah.
know there was a term for it.
Exactly.
You know what I'm
Exactly.
saying? So, open and frequent communication between management and employees, along with providing tools for prep, can alleviate fear and reduce turnover. That's why it's important for the company that's acquiring the new company or acquiring the other business. It's important for
Hmm.
them to really communicate. It's to show face, to get out there and do those face to face announcements and say, hey, we're here to help, to really have those things broken out for the employees that we're going to be merging with or acquiring during this transaction or whatever. So it's really important for us to really get out there and help out with that stuff. And one of the many, and the last part, the last pain point is something that you and I clearly know happens is that communication, or there's a miscommunication, which often leads, like, something's promised during the
Hmm.
M&A that shouldn't have been promised, but by somebody
Hmm.
who was trying to do the right thing. Somebody spoke out of the side of their neck, as they say,
The
and
term.
made a promise about something that should not have been done, and they have to go back and say, well, hey, no, that shouldn't have happened, or no, I'm sorry, or regret, we can't keep doing this, or whatever.
Yeah.
And all, you may word something in a way that makes it seem like, oh, this is how it's going to be forever,
Yeah.
and that wasn't the intent. Oh, this is how it's going to be until the end of this year, or what, the
Yeah.
next fiscal year, or whatever it may be.
Yeah.
So you want to make sure that you really, that people and employees have a good understanding of what is going to happen. So it says many managers lack understanding of how people interact, especially under pressure. And I think people, we don't really realize that some of these employees, it may feel like pressure to them
Yeah.
during this M&A.
Yeah.
They may feel like, oh, think about it. If your company was just bought out or whatever, what's some of the things that may go through your mind as an employee? Am I going to lose my job?
Yep.
Are they
First
going
thing.
to,
That's the first thing.
what's going to happen to me?
Mm.
What's going to happen here? Am I going to lose my manager? Or are we going to report to somebody else? Are we going to report to this person that I don't like here at this
Yeah.
job?
For real.
What's going to happen?
Yep.
And that could feel like pressure to the employees. So you want to go over the steps to help employees, or you have something to say?
Absolutely both. I'll do
Yeah.
both. Maybe let me do the steps because I might cover it in here, and then I have some side notes as well. Some of the things that can help is understanding the individual traits, meaning
Hmm.
M&A leaders should study managers' thinking, problem-solving approaches, and communication styles to guide team compositions effectively.
Hmm.
Understanding the individual traits. M&A leaders should study managers' thinking, problem-solving approaches, and communication styles to guide teams compositions effectively. What are you gonna say?
So for me, when I hear that, it makes me
Hmm.
think like that is coming from the company that is acquiring the other company,
Yeah,
right? So
yeah.
I need to make sure that we have
Open
the right person in place.
majority.
So
Yeah.
I know if Walter is a hard ass in
Hmm.
some cases, I may not want to put him with this new group. I want to put Brian because he has a different approach. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Yeah. And not only that, maybe this was next. So open and frequent communication. Keep
Yeah.
employees informed before, during, and after M&A to reduce fear and
Mm,
uncertainty.
mm,
Communication is definitely key for that.
yeah.
Provide preparation tools when you can. Equip employees with resources to prepare for the change, reducing perceived threat of the unknown outcomes. Utilize scientific techniques. Implement tools like Herman's whole brain thinking methodology and the HBDI assessment to understand and address communication challenges systematically. So yeah, these are all good things. My personal comments are around basically the, I guess, how the human experience in this,
Hmm.
right?
Hmm.
And because no, it doesn't matter all the stuff. Like what I can tell you from years, and you probably agree, it doesn't matter how much information, how great you execute all of this.
Yeah. How much?
The human
Yes.
experience is
Yes.
very, and that's who we're talking to, right? The employees
Yes.
being impacted. This is not a fluff episode for the employer and the big business and oh my god, M&A, you could keep doing it. This is the real impact of it. And the only thing I can say to employees is trust what they're telling you. If they're
Hmm.
communicating well, trust what they're telling you. Wait and see what happens. If they're saying nothing's gonna change, then nothing's gonna change. Why panic and leave if nothing's happened yet, right? Just wait. Now, if you feel like things aren't good, then here's another thing you wait for. Wait to get fired. Don't quit. Don't
I got you.
quit prematurely oh my god, merger, I'm quitting. I'm done. Bye. Why
I,
did you do that? You
I,
could
I,
have been a key employee that you needed. What's up?
I get what you're saying. You're saying don't have a knee jerk reaction to this stuff.
No. Yes.
Like don't have an emotional reaction to this.
Yeah.
Hey, when you come through and you're scared and then you're
Yep.
like, oh, I don't like this and it just makes me feel this way. Don't
Yeah.
make a decision from that place.
No. Wait until it's
Yeah.
business. It's
Hmm.
business. If you're a good employee, you have nothing to worry about,
You
right?
shouldn't.
You shouldn't. Wait and see what happens.
Hmm.
Wait and see what happens. If they and what I mean by wait and see is if they say one thing and they keep doing another, then you've waited. They're not being. Then you can make a different decision,
What's
right?
that? What you're saying, Brian? Trust but
Trust
verify,
but
right?
verify. Yeah. Trust but verify. Trust that, oh, they're saying nothing's gonna happen. The verification of it is waiting to see if nothing actually happens. Okay. Get My note was get fired or leave. Now, yeah, get meaning wait to get fired if you're gonna get fired.
Hmm.
Because most likely they're gonna give you a package on the way out. Hey,
Hmm.
oh, we have to shut this office down or we have to shut this department out. Hey, they're going to give you some type of severance package, or at least they should if they do it right. Because if not, then they're going to be all out of compliance. Like it's going to be a whole nother heartache. And we're here to tell you, be savvy about it. If they're walking in and telling you, hey, we're shutting, oh, well, what's in it for me?
Hmm.
Ask the question, speak up in these situations, right? Because if you're part of a good business that was purchased, guess what? Nothing's going to change. It's a good business. Keep doing
Yeah.
what you're doing. Now, if you're
Yeah.
a bad employee, then you should be worried all the time anyway. M&A doesn't matter. Yeah, you probably insecure anyway all the time because you don't do your job well. You're insecure, period, because you don't do your job well. So this is
Yeah.
not really talking to the We're not really speaking to the person who doesn't do their job well. My advice to you is do a better job.
You
Be
know, I
be
got
intentional about doing
you.
better work. But to the person who is a great performer or good performer, what do you need to worry about? If they're saying there's nothing's going to change, guess what? Most likely nothing's going to change. Okay. Now, and again, wait. Just wait. Have some patience. Stand on your business and just wait it out. What's up?
Even if things do change slightly,
Hmm.
if your current company has to acclimate to this new environment and to these new policies and stuff like that, wait those things out too, to see
Yeah.
if they resonate with you, because you may
Yeah.
find out like, hey, the way my old company was doing things was completely wrong. We've seen that too, right? We've gone through a merger and they were doing things like it wasn't on the up and up.
They
Then they
could be
get here, it's
better.
like, hey, by doing this, we're actually protecting you as an employee.
Yep.
We're
Yep.
actually having your back
Exactly.
more. You know what I'm saying? Because we're
Exactly
doing it
right.
this way. And then,
Right.
but then you explain that to them and say, hey, this is why this matters. This is why this happened. Because there are going to be those people who have those, they're going to have a bad reaction. If one place was paying a bonus incorrectly and they get with the new company and the bonus is taxed and paid properly, and you get less money but more taxes taken out, you may have a bad result or a bad
Hmm.
reaction to that. Not bad
Hmm.
result, but bad reaction to that.
Hmm.
And you have to understand that a lot of these companies aren't just most of these companies, in my opinion, aren't just buying you just to have another business under their belt. Some of them are like that. Some of them just want to have this growth model where they just line their pockets. But there's some companies who actually want to do both. They want to grow,
Hmm.
they want
Hmm.
to get paid, but they also want to take care of the people.
Yep.
They want you to
Yep.
succeed.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? So
You're
like,
right.
I think during this M&A, I think the communication is a big piece of
It
this.
is.
It's
It
such a
is.
big piece of this to
But
get to.
that's the employer's responsibility, right?
Mhm.
For the employee, I urge you to wait and ask questions. If the employer is not communicating enough, just keep asking questions. Keep
Mhm.
asking your employer, your manager questions. Keep asking questions because the communication is the important part. And then if they're not doing it, ask for it and
Yeah,
just
but
hold
for
on
me, the communication works both ways, right?
for sure.
It's not just the employer. You can ask questions as the employee. You
Hmm.
should feel the right to ask questions to the person the company that's acquiring
Acquire.
you or you're merging with. Ask the questions. Hey,
Hmm.
what's going to happen with this? A, B,
Yep.
C, or D. What are you going to do as the
Yep.
employer to help me as the employee?
That's right. That's right.
Communications. Brian taught me this as with the interview aspect. He said
Yep.
you're not just going in there to be interviewed, you're actually going in there to interview as well.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying? So think about that. You're not just being acquired here, you're merging with another company too. So
Yeah.
it works both ways.
Works both ways. Absolutely right. Absolutely right. Now you can interview them. And now, if you don't like the answers, then you have that right to move on. You have that right to move on. So I'll give you my personal experience with M&A. Like I was part of a company who was purchased, and I waited as long as I could. But the fact of it was that the office that I was a part of was going to be closed down,
Hmm.
right? And I could have waited it out. Could have waited. The office stood open for another 2 or 3 years after I left, and I could have waited it out. And that's why I say wait. It's not going to hurt. I had time, but I had another opportunity came up, and I spoke to some mentors that I was like, "What should I do?" And my mentors were like, "You should make that jump because that office is definitely going to get closed." You know what I mean? It just is what it is. It took time, but it definitely happened, and I left. I could have waited, and it would have been no problem waiting. But there's something to be said about seeing the writing on the wall and knowing like where you are in the world, your job. Like for payroll and some HR positions, there are not a lot of positions available in the world, right? For payroll, most companies may only have one payroll person. It's the really large companies that have bigger teams, meaning it's not like accounting and see there's some jobs out there that is just an ocean of opportunity. For payroll, it's
Hmm.
peaks and valleys. So I took advantage of it at a peak and exited accordingly. But you gotta there was and mind you, it wasn't a panicked reaction. I
Yeah.
just happened to get recruited at the same time.
Yeah.
I wasn't looking, I hadn't started looking yet. I knew the merger was coming. I was going to wait it out. You know what I mean?
Man, yeah, I could share a personal story that I had, like where a company was bought that I worked for. They went through like some type. They had new investors come in, a new group of
Mhm.
investors come in, and they were bringing in some of the investors' own people
Yeah,
to our
that
company.
happened.
And so, in my head at that time, earlier in my career, I was not that I was doing
Panic.
a bad job, but I
Right.
was still worried about, hey, are they going to keep me? It was a
Mhm.
natural reaction to have as an employee. Hey,
Absolutely. Absolutely.
like they said they were bringing in a new accounting person and a new payroll person. So I'm like, okay,
Ooh.
who? So are one of us going to be let go? Like, what's going to happen? And nothing like that happened. They just
Right.
brought in their people because they wanted their own trusted resources or people in certain
Yeah. I mean,
positions.
sure. Yeah.
But it
Yeah.
was a
Yeah.
natural reaction to me to have that.
For
Oh
sure.
man, like they're bringing in somebody else. What the heck is going to happen?
Yeah. Yeah. It's the human nature of things, right? And that's why I
Yeah,
just urge wait. Wait for the communication. Ask the right questions and wait it out.
yeah.
You know what I
Wait and
mean?
see.
And wait it out. Wait it out. It's much easier to go on the next interview saying I was laid off because of a merger instead of I left. Why'd you leave?
I didn't like their what they stood for.
Yeah, because now you got to make something up, right? Because you left. Really, the honest is you left because you were scared. You panicked and left. Why are you leaving?
Hmm.
Oh, my company
Hmm.
just got merged. All right. Are they going to eliminate your department? No, I'm just scared. You're not going to be honest. At that point, you got to make something up because you're just scared and running. You're leaving. You're panicking. Like,
Hmm.
why do that? And folks, I know it's easier said than done. Believe me, I go through the human experience every single day and I panic and I'm
Hmm.
like, oh my God. But
Yep.
I have trusted advisors. Walt is one of them, and he's calm down, relax. You're
Same
good.
thing. You do the same thing with me. Like I get
Absolutely.
worried
Oh,
over.
yep.
It's like, whoa, bro.
Relax. Relax. And but that's we're blessed to have we're blessed to have that with each other.
Yeah,
And
man.
my mom is another good my wife, of course, is another one. Shoot, even my daughter sometimes. So I'm blessed to have people around that just say, nope, you're good, you're gonna be fine. And even then I still like you still because the human experience is so like visceral, like it's so consuming, right? And you're just like,
Hmm.
but it ties into the mental wellness piece of it all. It ties into the other things that we have to really be intentional about being well and try to wait it out. This is really a jarring experience. It's a scary experience, and that's why it's a good thing to cover. But trust what your leaders are saying, hold them accountable to what they're saying, and
Hmm.
look, if you find something that you're going to leave with, that means you were going to leave anyway.
And
You know what
look,
I mean?
you should feel empowered to voice that as an employee. If you are scared, hey, I'm scared here. I'm
Mm-hmm.
scared. I don't know what this means. I'm
Yep.
afraid. I have my
Yep.
worries. It should be okay for you to voice that and give the people a chance to alleviate those fears for you. That's it.
Yes.
Right? And give you that
Exactly.
reassurance that you need. Like,
Exactly.
hey, oh no, you don't have to worry about that. We got you. We got your back. We want to help. You have the
Yep.
right for that as an employee.
Word.
So
Word. Good stuff, man.
yeah,
Great.
man. So our
Great.
safe talk question, man.
Yeah. Sure. Let's do it. What is it?
Should an employee job hop until they get the job they really want?
Excuse me there. To the extent that you can, but it's not as easy. It's
That's
not
true.
right. It's not easy to do that because you do it too much. Folks are going to notice it as they're hiring. Yo, you've been
Yeah.
in one job for a year. Every year you're changing. Now, the folks that can do this, and this is why young folks should take advantage of different opportunities. When you're in high school, you should start getting exposed to different summer
Yeah.
jobs
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
internships and weekends and part time. Like I wanted my daughter to work in every friggin' industry that she possibly could. I'm gonna
Yeah.
tell my
Get that
son the same
exposure.
thing. All my kids, just as you're young, just try to expose yourself to as many different industries, business things that you can that so you can see what you like. And that's the opportunity when from high school through college and maybe just a little bit after is your time to job hop to find something that you want, right? Because if you figure out where you want to be as far as industry is concerned,
Yeah.
then it's other factors. Is the
Yeah.
company good? Are the people around me good? Then it becomes other things. But the first main thing is it's like that saying, do what you love and the money will follow, right?
Yeah.
That's what I encourage young folks to do from high school through college.
I got you.
That's
I
your
got you.
time to job hop. Because when you're grown and you got rent to pay and you're on your own, you
Yeah,
can't be job
you have people to take care of,
people to take
mouths to
care of
feed.
families. That's right. You know, people depending on you.
Yeah,
Like you
yeah,
can't just job hopping like that. We'd be reckless. You know what I mean?
yeah,
And look, unless you have a lot of savings, but we
yeah,
already know 60% of Americans don't have enough savings, even just
yeah,
for emergencies.
yeah. They don't
So
have $1,000. Yep.
they don't have even $1,000 saved up. So we already know that most of us are not in that situation. If you are, then great. Yeah, you can job hop a little more if you
Sure.
have that financial wellness. But again, something that you build in your early years is that you should be building is that, what do they call that? That safety net where you can. And most statistics and articles will tell you that it needs to be like 3 to 6 months of
Yep. At
operating
least.
expenses of right. So if you spend $2,000 to $3,000 a month on living, probably 4 or 5 these days with rent and food and car, then you need 4 or 5 times 3 times 6, I would say a year to really be comfortable. And
Yeah.
then you can job hop around and do what you want
Mhm.
to do. But again, these all these factors are not usual.
Around.
So you have to be
Mhm.
very careful. Which you
Jump around. Jump around.
jump around. Oh
Jump.
yeah.
Yeah.
Get down. Yeah. It's House of Pain. Man, brought me back there. Oof.
No, but look, this is how I feel, right? I think you're absolutely correct. I think you have more opportunity to do this when you don't have so many things, or if you're in a the lucky or fortunate situation to where you have a partner who is high earning and can cover all the
Hmm.
bills and
Hmm.
allows you to do all that while you figure
Yep.
that stuff out,
That's
then that's
another
great
way.
for
Yeah.
you. That's great
Yep.
for you. But if you're not, if you're like the rest of us and
And
you
Americans.
you have to live paycheck to paycheck, you want to use wisdom with the stuff. You want to be smart about it and don't put yourself in a situation where you're going to be struggling, then have to move back in with mom and pop
Yep.
or your parents
You
or
if you are
siblings.
lucky to have that
You
opportunity. Yep.
know, and then because look, I think that people do more job hopping now in
Hmm.
today's society
Sure.
because
Yep.
back then, even for us in our own careers, we seen it where like, hey, you don't leave a job just because it's
Nope.
bad.
Yeah,
You
for
do it or
real.
whatever. But now more people are like, hey, I'm not taking that. I'm out.
Yeah, it's more of the
You know,
gig work. Gig working is more popular now,
accessible.
so it's
Yeah.
a whole different landscape now. Yeah,
Yeah. So
so you have to be careful.
you have to really be careful with that. You have to plan it out. I think before you make like we spoke to earlier, before you make an emotional decision or anything like that, you want to make sure that you're thinking these things out. So yes, it's your right as an employee to want to be able to leave a job if you want to. It's up to you. But like Brian
Hmm.
said, if you're leaving every year, you're not like, and that's on you're putting that stuff on your resume. They're gonna be like, okay, so you're gonna leave us after a year too,
Yeah, basically,
especially if it's a job that you want. So
exactly.
you have to be prepared to explain or speak to that in that interview
Hmm.
process and say,
Yep.
hey, yeah, I do want a job that I can stay, have longevity at. I just haven't found it until now. And
Yep.
you may have to, it may be like a prove it moment for you. In
Yep.
a 90-day orientation or 90-day period, you may have to
Yep.
prove that out. And, hey, you have to understand the consequences that come behind that as well.
Yes. What I do suggest is build a better. If these things are important to you, if like finding that right place is important, build a better interview process for yourself
Yes.
where you go into it knowing that you're also interviewing the company. It's not just you that's being evaluated, you're evaluating them. You want to speak to, sometimes you get a job and you never spoke to the hiring manager. Like the HR just hires you and you're, oh, boom, done. No, wait, whoa, hold on now. Who do I report to?
Mm-hmm.
Who's that person going to be? What is,
Yep.
can I talk to the team that I'm going to be on?
Yes.
I'm not accepting this. I want to meet with the team, my team that I'm going to be on. I want to speak to my direct report. I want to speak to their man. Build out a better interview process for yourself. And then the right time to execute on it might be after you get the offer. Hey, we want to offer you the job. Awesome. Here are my must haves first. I must speak to my manager. I must speak to the team that I'm going to be on. Now, if they don't want to do, that's a red flag. Run, because there's no company that's gonna say no to that. They're gonna be like, "Oh, really? Oh, wow, this is amazing. Yeah, absolutely. Let's set up the calls. Let's set up
Yep.
the interview. Let's set up the time. Let's do it." You know
Yep.
what I mean? And think of, and then not only that, then but have good questions ready. Have some really good questions ready for those folks, because if you ask the right question, ooh, there'll be red flags or not in their answers,
Yep.
right? Culture, you want to know about the culture,
Yep.
right? So interview different people, research different ways to do the interviewing so that you are also putting them on the hot seat.
Yeah. I think I encourage some of the things that I like doing, and again, as an employer or a manager, I like having my team members involved in some interviews
Oh,
process, right?
sure.
So they
Yeah.
can meet with this person and interact with them and say, okay, yeah, this person gives us a good vibe and stuff like that. Now, I'm not saying
Hmm.
you have to do that in every situation. It works for you, but
Yep.
those are things. One of the tactics or strategies that you can consider during
Yep.
those processes, right? You want to be sure that you're getting the right fit and that they're the right
Yep.
fit for you, because it works both ways.
Yes. It
It's
go
just not.
exercise. Exactly.
Yeah.
Exercise that. And again, if there's no opportunity to do it in their interview process, as soon as you get that offer, be like, pause. I got some things I need first. You know what I mean? And that's when you really, you can really do that. But yeah, yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
That's
What you
it.
gonna say? I thought you gonna say something
No,
else.
no, no. It was just no, yeah. It was just I was just trying to see if I had anything else for it, but that's pretty much it. That's
Yeah,
pretty
man.
much it. Be mindful, be careful,
So
and
should you, as an employee, job hop until you find the job you want?
exactly. Yeah, it all depends. That's the thing with a lot of stuff in life. It all depends. You got to evaluate. You got to see. It all depends. So I hope, hopefully that was helpful, folks. I think that again, we're really, for me, we're really trying. We're really focusing in on here what this opportunity is for employees, and it's about empowerment, empowering the employees to be better and do better. So
Yeah.
hold on for a second there.
Yes, sir.
Means I'm gonna make some pancakes. Okay. Did you hear that?
Yeah, I did.
What you heard? My say pancakes.
Yeah, I heard you say, "Hey, memes, I'm gonna make pancakes."
Really? So then this thing ain't muting. It's not muting. You still hear me?
I still hear you right now.
Oh dang! See, then that's not working. Sorry, folks.
So
It's time to
no,
make breakfast in the
go take
household.
it out. Come take it out. Take
I'll
it.
delete
No.
it. All right. Yeah.
Is it on the right one?
I hope so.
Okay.
Oh, now it's a.
I can't hear you now.
Yeah, I think I just got it muted. And man, I thought it was on the right one. As long as you hear me good, we're good.
Yeah, you sound good.
All right, cool. Well, that's it, folks. Love you. Till the next time. To the next episode.
Cheese, grits, and
Peace.
biscuits, y'all.
Yep. Peace.
All right, please.
Before we sign off, here are a couple quick things. Don't forget to follow It's About Payroll on LinkedIn and It's About Your Paycheck on Facebook and TikTok. Thank you for being part of our payroll community, and thank you for being a part of this journey with us. Until the next time, keep learning, keep growing, and most importantly, keep going.